This week didn't go as planned. I set out to create a clear roadmap for all my content IPs, and very quickly I realized I had taken on a lot more than I had expected or planned for. Execution always will hit you a lot harder than planning ever will. I felt overwhelmed, excited, oddly clearer all at the same time through the week, and I'm going to tell you how. In this episode, I'm going to share rather what exactly has moved the needle for me this week. Why didn't things get done the way I had planned? And I hope you'll appreciate when you understand the entire big picture. And what is the long game going forward? If you are building seriously and feeling stretched in your own work or your business, I'm sure you'll definitely resonate with this and you'll stay with me till the end of the episode. If you're new here, hi, I'm Manish Ahuja. I'm a business growth consultant and a coach. I help businesses grow steadily, systematically, and at scale by aligning marketing and sales for profitable growth. And this week, Emogical vlog, by the way, is a property which I'm creating where I'm documenting week by week all the things that are getting done in my business while I'm building my personal brand and I'm growing my coaching business. So this week I set out to create a clear roadmap for all the intellectual properties that I'm building, because I genuinely know and believe for the fact that intellectual properties are the future of marketing and growth for any business. And when you see the kind of list I have created of intellectual properties for my business, you will realize why I am saying I could not even create a working structure for all the properties that I have planned. So yeah, did the out let's talk about the outcome and the entire process of the week. Whatever I had planned, did it work? Yes, it did, but it also got me completely overwhelmed and excited. Did I fail? Not really. I didn't finish the task completely, but I'm very happy with the progress, because only when I started working on this entire project did I realize that I had ended up taking too much on my plate. And that's precisely what happens when you plan versus you execute. You'll never be able to manage everything the way you imagine it, and that's perfectly okay. You need to keep realigning and reworking. Was it partial success? Yes. And here's the roadmap so that I can actually give you more clarity on this. So if what you see in front of you are 21 intellectual properties that I'm working on simultaneously. The first 7 are podcasts which I am uploading, or the 7 series which I'm uploading on the MrEmogical YouTube channel. It has podcasts with regards to business of coaches, the flywheel of business, and funnel to profit. There are multiple series. The more we talk about these series, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but you can go and see all of these and you'll find the roadmap that has already been created. What is the purpose of each and every one of these podcasts or the series that you see on your screen? Raw and Unfiltered is absolutely new, which will be launched sometime in February. Raw and Unfiltered is very close to this property, Emogical Vlog, where I'm just going to think about a subject. I'm going to structure my notes in a Google Sheet and I'm just going to talk about them. It's not going to be scripted per se. It's going to be, as the name suggests, raw and unfiltered. And 100 Days Digital Marketing Launchpad is a 100-day course which I mentioned last week, in the last episode. I'm working on that and I'm very excited for that, and that is going to be again uploaded on MrEmogical YouTube channel. MrEmogical BTS, the channel on which this particular video has been uploaded, is dedicated only for emogical vlogs, where I'm documenting my entire journey, where I'm recording each and every breakthrough or any sort of a misstep that happens on my journey. Everything is getting recorded here. Content Gobbler is my leisure channel where I talk about movies, books, etc. And Lassigo Mom. Now, if you are wondering what is this Lassigo Mom, it's the reverse of MrEmogical. MrEmogical, I have realized, has become my identity for my business, for marketing, business, and sales related content. So, all the other things about my life, relationships, or my affiliation with law of attraction, or my why I am so strongly attracted, why am I so strongly attached to law of attraction, and how it plays a very big part of my life gets spoken about in Lassigo Mom. The hot take is again going to be an unscripted series where I talk about things which are not related to business, things about religion, things about spirituality, things about personal growth, things about scams that happen in the industry, which I don't want to particularly mention in MrEmogical, will get spoken about in the hot take and Lasigomom. So if you have not subscribed to all these 4 channels, I would really recommend you to do that. I'm going to activate my MrEmogical blog. You're thinking, why blog in 2026? Again, the way artificial intelligence is literally picking up content from other people's websites, your blog is probably going to be the real differentiating factor for more and more. And when I say more and more, probably millions of people to discover your content, discover you, discover your brand. So blogs are going to come back in a really big way. And that's where MrEmogical blog comes into the play. Now, MrEmogical exclusive is going to be a very structured series of emails and all the freebies, all the tools, all the templates that I come across or I create for my community will be shared on MrEmogical exclusive. That is also again going to get activated before the end of the month. The brand marketing masterclass is obviously, I'm going to talk about it a little later also, so I'll come back to that. And the learning curve is going to be a very conversational sort of emails, which I'm going to talk to, where I'm going to talk to you and tell you about incidents, about learnings, about how I came across the kind of mistakes that I have done and how I overcame those mistakes. These are going to be emails for you if you love reading emails. These are the emails which I want you to be very mindful about. They are going to be amazing. And then if you want to get all of this information or most of this information on WhatsApp or Telegram, there are multiple channels on Telegram and WhatsApp depending on your preference, where I'm going to be more serious, more regular. So that is where all of these things come together. Hence, as you see, I had not planned 21 intellectual properties right at the start of the week, and only when I started working on these, I need structure for everything, I need workbooks for everything, I need to create a process. All of that is really overwhelming. That is why I've taken a step back and I said, oh, I could not complete everything, but definitely I have finished a lot of my work. So this is what I have been working on. What moved the needle for me this week is understanding how IPs are the future of content marketing and the only way for businesses to survive as acquisition costs, ad costs are going through the roof with every passing day. What didn't work? Obviously, I could not create a Google Doc framework for all the intellectual properties that I have mentioned, and that's work in progress for now. Before I move ahead and tell you about my 3 key learnings this week, I want to talk to you about the brand marketing masterclass. This is a 90 to 120 minute masterclass where I talk to you about how do you create positioning for any business, why you need to create positioning for any business, and how do you create brands, how brands are built, and most importantly, how do you create a marketing funnel for your business, and why should you even bother creating a marketing funnel. If this sounds exciting to you, and if you've anyway been watching this episode till this moment, I am sure you'll find a lot of value in the brand marketing masterclass. Go ahead and scan the QR code that you see on your screen. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to me on comments. If you want, you will also find the link to join the masterclass in the episode description or show notes of this episode. So go ahead. I can't wait to see you at the brand marketing masterclass. Moving ahead, the 3 key learnings that I have had this week is execution teaches you 100 times more than planning. So focus on execution and don't spend too much time on planning. 2026 is going to be all about learning how to get better at content creation, because when I'll be creating so many pieces of intellectual properties and content, obviously I'm going to get better at it. So make sure that you are tuned to the journey, and I'm going to create a large army and library of content down the road, obviously with so many intellectual property is being created. If there is one belief that has got reinforced for me this week is you will take a lot of time to assume the work that needs to be done and the amount of time that it will take for you to finish the task, but all of it does not matter. What matters the most is how you are executing it. Okay? Any sort of a broader lesson that I would like to share with you is look at the list of all the intellectual properties that I've created. If you want to create such a similar intellectual property for yourself, make sure you're following me across social media, because you'll keep seeing how I'm building my personal brand and all these intellectual properties. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to get into consulting with me, reach out to me on emails or DMs and we can have a conversation about it. Next week, I'm going to focus on a big project that I have already mentioned very slightly in this episode, and I also spoke about it in the last episode. So if you haven't seen the last episode, make sure that you watch it. Tell me what were your biggest wins of the week, what did you do this week, and if you have any ideas or suggestions for me, drop them in the comments below. Thank you for staying back till the end of the episode. I'll now see you next week. Until then, take good care of yourself, keep going, keep growing.